to That Wrestling Podcast.
Oh, what was that? Sorry.
Thumbs up for everybody.
There we go. It went away. Sorry.
I just learned that on Zoom you can do that type of stuff too.
I never saw the react ever, and I didn't know it was gonna flood the entire screen. That's why I was like, oops.
So it is That Wrestling Podcast. You heard the guy say it. Brian is not here tonight, so Joe and Kevin are. And there's so many weird places we can start. Joe, I will leave it up to you. Where do you want to start this week?
Wow, you're leaving it up to me. So a lot of pressure here because no matter what I say, you'll say it's wrong. So I would like to start with AEW Dynamite from Wednesday night. The storyline of Moxley and the
Mox and the mid-carders?
Yeah, Moxley versus the mid-carders is what you called it. Yes. I would like to start with that.
They started Dynamite with another Mox promo, which I love. They were like in the desert, whatever. I thought that was very cool. And I like this psychotic Mox. But like he was fighting the New Order and Top Flight. Yeah. And like, what the fuck is going on there? And then by the end of the show, I started to think maybe Orange Cassidy is going to join Mox. Everyone thinks he's going to be the one defending AEW. What if OC joined Mox and crew? Kevin?
You have a 50-50 chance to elevate Orange Cassidy one way or the other. You're either going to go uber babyface, put up to that, potentially going against Mox, potentially getting that title, or you're finally going to hit the real dark side, trade in your denim for that black as can be jean jacket, jean
black
pants,
denim.
Right?
You're not trading black denim. You're trading blue for black.
And be a bad guy, which would be awesome. That's the beautiful thing. I would take, if you're going to put a rocket on his back and make him an uber face, awesome. Give it to me. The guy deserves it. But if you make him bad, I want this exact same shirt just in black.
He was wearing that last night, right?
Yeah. But I want to buy that. Like,
so
that's
buy
what I'm
it.
saying.
You can buy
it.
I'm cheap.
ShopAEW.com.
I'm cheap.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you are.
Brian.
No, I disagree.
But
Brian gets the record.
I think they're going to tease it for a little bit, which is the right way to go. But you said Mox and the mid-carders. Honestly, the first thing I thought of was like, oh, that sounds like a nice 80s band.
Yeah.
Mox and the mid-carders opening for
Joan Jett. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Yes. No, I actually, it just harkens back to me of the beginning stages of the NWO. Because that's what they were doing. Like, they threw Rey Mysterio like a dart, and he was a mid-card, like the cruiserweights, and they were all waiting backstage. I'm waiting to see where this plays off, where the originals come back and try to take back what was theirs. Because all of Mox's promos are great. Little things like Claudio not saying anything, but just looking like a total badass and just beating people up. That's what he should have been doing forever. So I'm loving the crew just like not giving a crap about anything and just doing whatever they want. I'm not liking that the only people from the back are the mid-carders, the guys who can't get on Rampage and do an open challenge. And they're just getting the TV time where it's like the precious time should be stop looking at the Bucks. I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing them going like, huh? Do you think this is set up for a returning Kenny Omega? Go back full circle where it started, because Mox jumped Kenny at the Double or Nothing, which you were at.
Well, Joe, when you say the originals to fight Mox, who do you mean?
Basically the ones who are at the press conference in Jacksonville in the parking lot. So not Cody, obviously. You can say the Bucks. You can say Kenny. You can say Jericho. Mm-hmm. Like the ones who were there at the Hangman. You can say the ones who were there at the first Double or Nothing pay-per-view in Vegas. Those are the originals before Dynamite started. And that was when they said they wanted it to be new and fresh. That's what Mox is trying to make it because he thought they lost their way. And these guys need to, like, this needs to be the spark that opens our eyes. But
Yeah,
having the mid-carders who we never see, it's just setting it up.
but the people that you mentioned, Joe, are all heels.
Well, then, Ric
How do you,
Flair was a
okay?
huge heel too when the
How do
New World
you
Order came in.
how would you make the Bucks good guys?
For the brand.
Okay.
They just
Yeah.
talk about the brand. They don't talk about feuds. They don't talk about anything. They talk about the brand, AEW, how they're supposed to be different.
Kev? What you
I'd
got?
almost get somebody saying let's being almost bought out for it. Like you're gonna get like paid assassins or something like that. Not assassins, because that makes it sound like a bad guy. But this also begs the question:
What about a hitman?
with all those guys in the parking lot, is AEW low to mid card heavy compared to actual people who look like they could battle Mox and company?
Well, the problem is the people that can battle Mox and company are injured
Yeah.
or bad guys, and they don't want to participate, except for one. He is injured right now. But if this person were to come back to lead the resistance against Mox and company, where it's believable, Eddie Kingston.
I think I know where you're going. Yep.
Eddie is fan favorite, has history with Mox and Claudio. I think maybe Mox, that would be the go-to. Eddie Kingston leading the way. Even to the point of maybe involving Renee somehow. Because if somebody does something to Renee and Mox does nothing, I mean, we all know they're married. I mean, they've kind of acknowledged it on TV, but not directly. But I think if anyone is to lead against Mox, it has to be Eddie Kingston. I'm just not sure how far away that is. But do you guys don't like they put the camera on the Bucks and Okada, and they're like, oh, nope, this ain't our business. Kev.
I enjoyed it. Just the fact where it made Mox look, hey, we're not gonna get our asses beat. We're not, we want to stay out of it because we know what would happen if we did, put our noses in other people's business. I like that. It's just when you do have the lower to mid card, you just, it makes it just seem like, okay, because the NWO, they beat up on Luger, they beat up on the big strong guys, right?
But that was only at the first. That was only at Bash at the Beach. When they were getting to Road Wild, they were basically taking out the lower to mid card.
Well, because there was a million of them.
Right. So I feel like they're following that same template for the storyline.
Yeah. I say, well, let me ask you this, Joe.
Okay.
Everyone loved the NWO, right? And then it got stale after a while. How long do you think Mox and company can run? Was it buckshot? Is that what they call it? How long they can run like that type against the low to mid card of AEW and it doesn't get boring? When do they have to start?
Okay, that's a different question than what I was thinking.
How like when do they start destroying like the main eventers?
I think it depends which main eventer you're speaking.
Let's go. Kenny comes back.
Okay.
Does Kenny get the upper hand?
No. Kenny will not be back against the Bucks. I don't know. Something in Japan in January, right around Wrestle Kingdom. It's going to be the Bucks against Kenny and I think it's going to be Kenta.
Oh.
So yeah, for Wrestle Kingdom or some New Japan event. Don't if it's not exactly right, but But so you think it's going to be Kenny?
No, I was just trying to think of the
I
biggest
do.
person that we haven't seen in a hot minute.
Okay, so let's look at it. Darby,
Oh, he'll just get whooped
No.
on.
Omega, Kingston.
Kingston, this is the thing. Kingston can lead the revolution, get absolutely destroyed, which should happen, realistically, which should happen, and he doesn't lose ground in the views of the fans, right? And he can look great otherwise. I fear that if you get up the Bucks, say if the Bucks do and they get beat, makes them look bad. Eddie could get destroyed in 2 minutes and he doesn't get worse. That's the type of
Joe, do you
No,
think the Bucks would look bad if they lose the titles or lose in the feud?
No, because they're always going to book themselves strong. So the titles for them is just something to have. The Bucks will never look bad because they're still like the EVPs, and that works out. I look at this; it has to be Kenny. Kenny is their Sting.
Yeah.
He's their top guy, like legit main eventer for AEW. So he's their Sting. It can't be MJF because he doesn't care about anything. And I love the Eddie Kingston one because that's where like the historian goes back at me and I'm thinking Dusty versus the Horseman. Dusty was the everyman that was believable. He didn't look like the wrestler and he didn't have to change his personality to go like, face. You just believed in him. Eddie doesn't have to change his personality. He can still be Eddie Kingston and be cheered or booed. So Eddie is a great first choice. But the final boss for this storyline, which I hope doesn't happen for at least a year, has to be Kenny Omega. I want this to be AEW. I want this to be AEW's first long-term storyline. 1 year.
Okay. Ooh. All right. Well,
and it gives Kenny time to heal, do other things, and build the story. I don't want this to be 3 months and we forgot about it.
Let me ask you this. Is Eddie Kingston AEW's version of like Mick Foley later?
Terry Funk.
Terry Funk. Good call.
Terry Funk.
Terry
Funk. Yes. Terry Funk.
I say Terry Funk and Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. So also on Dynamite, Chris Jericho, now the Nueve.
The Nueve.
9-time champion, Ring of Honor champion, but everybody's talking about production. There was a moment where they went picture in picture and they kept the camera on Mark Briscoe blading for 4 seconds. Takes a second to poke your head. They left that camera on for 4 seconds. And I'm so glad Brian's not here. But it's been 5 years. How is this happening? Joe, what do you
I can tell you. What they listened to us, and I asked the question like 3 weeks ago, what would it take for you to pay attention to picture in picture? So they did that to get people to watch picture in picture and talk about anything can happen in picture. I think that's why they kept it on so long. They went, it's picture in picture. No one's going to notice. And if they do, they're going to start following what are we going to do next? I think that was on purpose.
Kev?
I don't know if it was on purpose. I just don't think that people might necessarily be as trained and as solid as, say, WWE. Because we see some odd stuff, right? Earlier in the day, I didn't catch it. Brian sent the tweet where the guy's holding the light in the background, right? In the backstage, or was it outside segment? Like, it's just little tiny things. Was the blade as big as Hogan blading in TNA obvious? I kind of tune out when it goes picture in picture. So I had to go back and recheck. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. If you're going to blade, maybe put it on the corner of a ladder and like get pushed in the ladder and just like rub your face against it or like something at least.
I mean, I understand trying to make it look like the hard way, but you know, that's risky doing it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Here we are again. Another production issue that is upstaging the real story. Chris Jericho is now the Ring of Honor champion for the 2nd time. So I am pumped for that. And yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm sure I'm the only one, but
The Nueve, man, it kind
Yeah.
of goes off nice. What's
yeah.
after?
So now, then, if I get something signed on the cruise, Kev, Joe,
Yeah.
it's gonna have a 9 on it. It's not gonna go with the 8 like I got last year. So
Unless he wins again, and I think that's the Diaz.
what's 10 in Spanish?
Yes.
Ocha Nueve
Diaz.
Diaz. Yeah.
Diaz.
Yeah. And then
Diaz.
once, doce, trece, catorce, quince. He's going all the way up to 15. Watch.
Muy
And then
bueno.
once y
Muy
seis,
bueno,
once y
sí.
siete, once y ocho, once y nueve,
Fucking
doce.
nerds. Um,
Mr.
For
Nueve.
speed
It's
for counting to 20 in Spanish. Okay, nerds.
one last question. Back to Mox and crew. Who do we think the higher power actually is? I feel like we do this every week now, but I don't want it to be the obvious. Shane McMahon. Don't say Shane McMahon, either of you.
it's the only one that legitimately comes in your brain. Though.
No,
Like
no. You want to know who I think it is?
who?
Shad.
Eddie Kingston. Oh, really? No. What's the story?
He invested money into AEW in the beginning, into what it was supposed to be, not what it's turned into.
Okay.
Mox was the first big free agent signing. Shad is, but
Isn't that just gonna get totally crapped on with the Shane versus Vince storyline, the father versus the son, and
it
let's think realistically, it doesn't make sense for Shad to come on for two reasons. One, he's never been on and he could be as terrible as like father, like son.
he's
And
on.
two,
He's
he
on.
he made the first investment. He's made money off of it. They just had a huge TV deal. So why would he be mad at making $200 million?
It's not $500 million.
Yeah, he also owns the Jaguars. They're like 2-5. So like yeah.
But they're profitable. So like,
So's AEW.
I don't know. I mean, I know it might be a stretch, but
That'd be
nobody
cool,
else
though.
is going to make sense unless it's Vince. And it ain't going to
I
be Vince.
like that you're
if
thinking
it's
out.
Vince,
I
then
like
my
that
head
you're
would just
thinking
pop.
outside the box.
I would love it if it was Vince, just to see the fucking world go upside down.
It would. I think it would implode.
He's gonna pull the hood and go, "It was me. It was me all along."
That'd be
No,
great.
Daddy Khan would be cool. He's got a sweet mustache.
Yeah, he's got the twisted.
Well,
real cool.
that would make the greatest villain. He would just turn the mustache every time he's speaking.
If he
But
went out there,
I see what you're doing, Jason. You're trying to not think the obvious, and I was trying to, and I couldn't think of anything. So yours is still better than mine, which was nothing. But
The only
it
other
doesn't make
person,
sense.
Scott D'Amore, maybe.
isn't he busy with Maple Leaf
He got
Championship?
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, but
But
still,
he could
because
do a crossover action.
Maple Leaf Pro had 2 shows over the weekend, and they had people from everywhere there. So who's to say maybe they don't, do something on that end? I mean, he said, of course, that he's not interested, that he's doing his own thing now, but how many times has that been said in wrestling? And then somebody shows up out of nowhere. Kind of showing up out of nowhere last week on SmackDown, the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns with a Motor City Machine Dud crowd response.
Dud, yes. Them themselves, I loved it.
They're great.
Yes.
I love the Machine Guns in TNA, but like, I feel like the teasers over the last couple weeks should have been full-blown vignettes, because they said their name and nothing. Crickets.
I think if they would have showed up in AEW, I feel like it would have went crazy because the audience knows them. WWE audience, the people who cheered know them. Young kids,
because you
40s.
saw the people in the crowd putting their hands
Yeah.
out. So yes, I did. Camera side, you did see the hands out.
Like they're in their 40s. I think Saban said he was 43. Like they're younger than me,
Yeah.
right? They still went hard. They still
You're
look
old.
great to me. I think tonight I think they'll get a bigger cheer. I think it was just
Well, it's going to be DIY
surprise.
against Motor City Machine Guns tonight. Like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, that's going to be amazing.
It's gonna be good. I think people will cheer them because now they'll actually realize with music and face, and I think people will realize who they are more.
I think this is proof that people who watch WWE may not watch other wrestling. Joe, thoughts?
True. I agree. And I think tonight, SmackDown, they have to go over and it has to be the match of the night. It has to be something memorable. It's the perfect real one-on-one, well, tag team wise matchup for them. Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. It's going to be freaking amazing. And they have to go over and it will be better.
Where does it take place? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 9:40?
9 o'clock.
Big 9.
I think we're at the bat.
But it will be the last match of the night because they'll have a bloodline segment to end the show.
See, I would like it if they are first. They win. Cody congratulates them in the back.
Oh, Cody out of there.
No long-term program or anything more than just, hey, you guys kicked butt, shake hands. Then you see Cody giving them the attaboys in the back for the people who might be on the fence about them or might still not know who they are.
Smart.
That's the instant rub, right?
It's very smart, Kev. Very smart, Kev. I don't know.
I was thinking more along the lines of AJ Styles doing that.
AJ would be good. I think
AJ would make the most sense.
Do you think maybe it would have been better if they went to NXT for a short run?
No.
No? Why not?
When's the draft?
They're too old.
March? Oh, it's after Mania, May. Yeah, I agree with Joe. Too old. Another 6 months to a year, then you're.
If they get announced tonight on SmackDown and it's the same barely reaction, what do you do?
Rocket on the back still to me.
Okay. So you think they're going to win this tournament and become the tag champs?
I do. And if the crowd participation still warm, maybe they don't hold them very long, but I feel like they still will win them.
Okay. Joe, any final thoughts on the Motor City?
Hey.
I know that was accidental.
I really like these guys.
Yeah.
My final thought is I agree with Kevin. They got to win the tournament. They got to win the championships. The only thing I disagree upon is you gotta be patient with it. But I don't think you have to be that patient because their work is going to be enough to get the crowd on their side. Not everyone knew who AJ Styles was when he came out at the Royal Rumble, but he came out against Roman Reigns. There's the difference. Motor City Machine Guns came out against who? Austin Theory. I almost did, and I'm from there. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, who have done really nothing since they lost the championship. They've been a joke. And Legado del Fantasma. So they didn't go against the top guys.
I always mess up that name, so kudos to you for remembering.
Thank you. So when they have their moment tonight against DIY, who the crowd already likes, and then they go all the way and win it, their work will speak for themselves, and then they will get the. Then you're going to be seeing more of these hands in the air.
Yeah, I won't be doing that.
You think there will be foam fingers of it?
Of Michigan? That'd be awesome.
Do you think?
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
There'll be just be a star, like where
Kevin, you have it backwards. Come on. You gotta get the hand right.
Well, I'm on what's that called?
Maybe you don't have guns, like finger guns.
Ooh.
Anyway.
No, I like the Michigan foam hands.
I think that's a funny thing too. I don't really know them to do much. I mean, as much of a merch guy as I am, I don't think they do foam fingers. Maybe like live event exclusive, because I don't think you can have a warehouse full of those things thinking that they're going to move.
The thing is, they wouldn't move, and that would probably be a clearance item. very, very quickly. And
Which
Joe and I
Kevin
would
would
buy
buy
them by the
too.
box full.
Let me pull up WWE shop and see if the guns actually have a shirt yet. Because I think they just came out in just regular like vests. Man, that is a good idea. The foam Michigan hand.
The foam hands. Yeah, that is a good idea, Kevin.
Um, not seeing anything yet.
Check mark it. I'm good for one every 3 months.
City.
You did predict Carlito would show up at Backlash.
I knew it.
The machine guns have it's called the Rapid Fire Rock and Roll T-shirt.
Is it generic looking?
It's just their logo.
It is not great. And it says Rapid Fire Rock and Roll on the back, and it says Rat-a-tat. Oh God, too many words. No, thank you.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Nope.
Nope. The foam hands of Michigan.
Give me foam Michigan. Foam Michigan with a gun pointing to the star.
Next live show I go to, if they're in Fort Wayne, I'm gonna get poster board and just tape 2 together and then like staple it all around and then make my own huge poster board. And I'll put big Sharpie so people can read it.
And the Motor City Machine Gun logo should be where Detroit is.
Mm-hmm.
And they can put a WWE logo where Lansing is, since that's the capital. Like,
I'm
going all out with that one.
From Detroit.
I think they are.
Are you?
Well, no, I'm not. But I'm saying, are they Detroit proper? I mean, like I grew up an 8.5 mile, right?
And I grew up at 15 miles, so yeah, I was northern. Okay, we're doing too much research right now, so let's keep moving along.
All right, here we are.
Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, you found it?
Alex Shelley. Real name Patrick Kenneth Martin.
Yeah, I don't have that. But they were called the Echo Boomers at one time. Panic in Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. They're both from Detroit. So,
yep.
Yeah, I hope they fix something tonight. So
little tweaks.
Their work's going to do the talking for them.
Yeah. To Raw, new IC champ, Braun Breaker. First question: why do you think they put the title on Jey? We'll go with Kevin.
Like for the short period?
Yeah.
To make him happy. To make I hate to think that they put it on him to lose so quick. Like, but it's not like he was doing bad with it. Like, I'm perplexed on why they only put it on him for a couple weeks. And it's not, to win a main event. I know if Brian was here, that's what he would say. But it's I can't truly figure out why, because I'm so confused by it. But I want to be patient to see what comes out of it. Like with the whole, falling into the more of the bloodline stuff, right? Because that's probably what's more gonna happen. If it's to make Braun Breaker look like more of a beast, he the dude's so scary. Like he was scary the first time. Man, oh man. I like it that he won it. I don't like it that it was like just an asterisk to win a singles title, because it was in the pipeline to lose so quick. But man, I will go with to make Braun Breaker look even more of a monster.
Joe?
It was a congratulations, job well done on a 14-year career. You deserve this. Give him his moment. Let him have his singles championship, which he never had. And it doesn't matter so much as how long he had it. That's what I was thinking. Because I was thinking a lot about Mick Foley's 4 WWE championships. I think he held it just as long as Jey Uso held the one IC championship. It doesn't the championship doesn't make the performer. The performer can make the championship. And it gave it a little bit more legitimacy because main event Jey Uso was a champion. And it will give Braun Breaker more legitimacy because he got it off of Jey Uso. And no offense to Sami Zayn, but getting it off of Jey Uso is a bigger deal than getting it off of Sami Zayn. And the second that Solo showed up, I knew what was going to happen, and it didn't matter because I was still entertained by it. It's like watching an action movie, and the guy's partner says at the beginning of the movie, "I'm 3 days from retirement." You know he's getting shot, but it doesn't make it less sad.
Nope.
So that's what. As soon as I saw Solo, I'm like, Jey Uso might as well say, "I'm 3 days from retirement." You know he's getting shot, and it doesn't make it less sad, but you still watch the scene.
Solo bought those tickets, man.
Yeah.
Right.
So then the next question, which I'm going to answer first, this second match was way better than the first. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Disagree.
Why?
Because of I knew the ending before it happened. The first match, I didn't think that they were going to pull the trigger on Jey Uso. I actually thought Braun was going to win, so it was more of the surprise factor.
Yeah.
And there was no interference. It was just one-on-one. Because, like we said about the Drew and CM Punk feud, what was the worst match of that trilogy? The Seth Rollins match.
Yeah.
That was my only reason. It didn't mean that this past Monday's match was bad, because it wasn't. But if I had to pick the two, it was the first one.
And the reason why I enjoyed the second one more, because it when you had Braun and Jacob Fatu looking at each other, goosebumps. What you're thinking?
Cool.
What's Jey gonna do now? Who knows? Like, it opened up a lot of doors, right? And that's the only reason why. Both matches, both performers, and nothing against Sammy. Joe, you hit the nail right on the head. It gives a legitimate, okay, either one wins, perfect, right? Versus Sammy being Gunther probably should have never happened. Like, in my opinion, Sammy holding it wasn't believable that he really could destroy these guys. Now there's a lot of, and I don't even want to say mid-carders, but like, they are the mid-card title, but they are to the main event. They're just, you can't have more than one person holding that world championship. I just enjoyed the second one because it opened up so many opportunities of the future.
And just a quick yes or no, do we get a third match?
Immediate
No.
or in the lifetime of us being WWE fan? Like within the next, before the end of the year?
In the next month.
Still no.
I'll go gut instinct. I'll say no, because I don't think Jey deserves an automatic rematch. Didn't hold it for that long.
Okay. All right. Well,
now I want to be wrong. I will gladly be wrong and enjoy that rematch.
I enjoyed the second one because I feel that, I was the only one that really thought Braun would win it back, and I was right. You can check the texts. But as far as a third match, I think it's going to have to happen. I mean, look, I think Carmelo and Andrade are like, what, best of 47 or something right now. Like, so, I mean, I think it's just what they do. But I'm looking forward to that. But I am really looking forward to the main event of WrestleMania 45, Braun Breaker against Jacob Fatu.
Oh,
God damn. I got goosebumps watching that. When when they came face to face. WrestleMania.
Why do we have to wait 4 years?
They're not ready yet.
Long-term storytelling, Joe.
This
true.
is the beginning. This is the first.
The bloodline will still be going on.
It's 3 years. It'll be 3.5 years. So yeah, it'll be awesome. Samantha Irvin left WWE. The rumors are that she gave her notice Monday, but I don't believe that. She had tweeted a response saying that it's been months in the making. And I believe that because I don't think, you could just get Lillian Garcia on a plane to like bumfuck Iowa or wherever the hell they were on Monday.
Philadelphia.
Same thing. And
I forgot.
Lillian struggled in the beginning. Number one container tournament. She said it. That's okay. She's been gone a while, but she was cooking by the end of the night. Of course, everybody's like, "Oh, Samantha Irvin's going to AEW." Ricochet was quick to say that she is not. It came out that she has a child. I didn't know that first, and that the job was keeping her away from her child. So I think it's good reason for her to leave. She is a musician. She can play the flute. She's a singer. And yeah, so what do you guys think about Samantha Irvin leaving WWE?
I think ring announcing, I will probably put her up, right? I can't even think of for well, I guess I could. I'll say Mount Rushmore WWE ring announcers.
Wow.
I will. I liked her reactions more than her ring announcing. I liked it how she interacted. Like CM Punk would come around, CM Punk would give her a hug because the wrestlers respected her for her craft, and that was a beautiful thing to see. I think it will take Lillian. I feel like has found the fountain of youth though, because I feel like she is never changed.
I don't think she's the full-time replacement. I think it
You
was
think
maybe
she's-
just one off.
She's there until they get someone.
I mean, they got Mike Rome at NXT. Mike Rome would be perfect. He was already the ring announcer at one time. So why not give Mike Rome a chance? But what I liked that she was different.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really, I'm not like jizzing in my pants like a lot of people are about her, but I just liked that she was different. She wasn't cookie cutter. Leave that stuff at home. But Joe, what are your thoughts on her leaving WWE?
It's her choice. I gotta respect it. I feel bad that she's leaving, but again, it's going to be another spoke in the wheel, next man up mentality when it comes to WWE. So that's fine. Good luck to her. And if it's for family reasons, then good for her. She chose mental health over this fleeting celebrity that does not last. Now, when it comes to her job performance, she got the name Gunther over. When we all heard that name, we were like, ugh, why not Walter? But the way she announced it, it's like, I can't even call him Walter anymore. It's Gunther. And my girl, Chelsea Green. I mean, she announced her perfect.
Green.
Yes. And the way she would announce and knew was also big. She made moments of new champions as big as they should be. Not bigger than they actually were. She made them as big as they should be. And those are the big shoes to fill. Getting people over based on their name, and when people win a championship, make it big as it should be. But not like Brian said, she's right behind the Fink. I disagree with that.
Oh, no. Fink is on a podium by himself in my eyes.
Thank you, Kevin. Fink is one. Everyone else is just behind. There is no number two with the Fink.
And I'm not going to think like more than thinking Fink is my favorite because by far that's who I grew up on. But you hit the right in the bullseye
Nail on the head again?
with the pronunciation, because it's like Ludwigkaiser, like just those little things.
Yep,
And
another one.
When it was a championship match and the light, the spotlight on her, right? And then boom, like she looked like she belonged. And that was a big kudos to her. Yeah. I don't think anyone else anywhere in professional wrestling right now is as good as her. Now I feel like it's a competition to see who can be the best. So good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
Don't go to AEW, please.
No, not after what's happened to your man. Ouch.
He's about to go work for MVP maybe.
What's
Ouch.
wait.
Rampage. Open challenge on Rampage.
She's gonna answer?
Next.
Oh,
Next.
Logan Paul gonna go there for some reason.
And the
What did I
Logan
say a
Paul
month ago?
Samantha Irvin was by far the best.
It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Just thinking about that now. I don't know. I don't really have much else. I bought a house today, so like my thoughts aren't even on wrestling. So
All right. So we're gonna rank our top in your house pay-per-views of all time in honor of Jason's house.
Fuck, I wish I'd have thought of that because I would have done that.
I wish I did too. We would have Kevin would have 14 on his post-it notes.
Was Buried Alive on there? One of them?
Yes.
Buried Alive
Yes, we'll count it.
Was Buried Alive and In Your House?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, wait, Bad Blood wasn't In Your House, was it?
Yes, it was.
And then
The
what
first
was
one. Yes.
what was the one In Your House where all the Hart family, like Natty was like 9 years old before
Canadian Stampede.
Gotcha.
It was In Your House, Canadian Stampede. Nerd.
There was In Your House Suck It, I think. I think it was a DX one.
No, it was In Your House, D-Generation X, and there was In Your House, Rock Bottom.
In Your House Suck It just sounds so much better.
They were always
In
with
Your
Pat
House, Suck It.
Yeah, Todd Pettengill.
Wow.
All
And
right.
then you had In Your House,
Oh yeah, that's
Beware
right.
of Dog, the one that lost the power.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm in Wikipedia. To promote the first event, they held a sweepstakes
They gave away
to
a
give
house.
away a house.
You have info on that house, Kevin, in the article?
Yeah, you bought it today.
Oh,
Oh, I
man.
bought the In Your House 40 years after
Yes.
the event.
Mhm.
And next week you will be in your house.
I'll be in my new house next week.
So, Joe, I'm going to say this, over under 3 weeks from today. So that would be, November 14th. Jason will have one room already 100% complete in the house. And that will be the podcast room. True or false?
No shit, dummy.
Huh?
No shit.
Well, no, I mean, before
That's the
bedroom,
first thing he's
before
gonna do.
anything. That would be the first thing.
My basement is like
Yeah.
it's like 2 times the size of yours, Kevin.
Yeah,
And
I
you've
like
got
it.
a big basement. I was literally sitting on the floor in the basement today, and I'm like, the fuck am I gonna do?
Shuffleboard. You need one of those big ones that are like 15 feet.
I'm good.
A Hart family dungeon.
I've thought about that too.
I knew
Oh,
you
get
would.
like one. Oh, just get like a huge wrestling mat.
I have room for it.
And put all of your chairs around it like it's a ringside.
That's what we say. I was gonna do it like a studio audience. Like I would be facing
Uh-huh.
all my chair. I got space for that too. I don't know. We can talk
We'll
about
call it the Thunderdome.
that. At That Wrestle Pod on socials, That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Leave a comment, send us a screenshot, put your name in the drawing for a free That Wrestling Podcast t-shirt. If you want to see our other merch, whatamaneuver.net, just search That Wrestling Podcast. I think we got 5 shirts. The last new edition is the Dinosaur in Uranus shirt from 2 summers ago. So I think maybe in 25, maybe we'll do some more merch. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just enjoy wrestling.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.